Hi everyone, I'm Elizabeth Farkas, the incoming chair of IEEE.
And my name is Simon. I'm the incoming Vice Chair of Communications at IEEE.
As Professor Nguyen mentioned, Professor Tu has been supporting IEEE student branch at UCSD for 15 years, and it has grown immensely from just a couple students to now the second largest IEEE student branch in the U.S., which is very impressive, and we're very thankful for his support all these years. Just to quickly tell you about what IEEE on campus does, we focus on the technical, professional, and community building of students. So in the technical sense, we offer technical workshops to teach them circuit building, programming skills, and some like microcontroller skills, as well as offering projects, either quarterly or annual, many of them autonomous robotics, just to get students able to practice these skills that they're learning in the workshops and in classes, and be able to use those skills in industry or academia. Then we also help build their professional skills by hosting workshops on public speaking, resume building, and tech talks. And lastly, we focus on community building, which is just building up the social community of the engineering students, as well as a big aspect of that is our outreach towards younger students, getting them interested in STEM. And so Simon will talk about the many outreach initiatives that we have had this year and the impact that we've had with students.
I was one of the outreach chairs this year, and this year we hosted over 900 students from all over San Diego County to come here and participate in all of our outreach events. IEEE Outreach's mission statement is to inspire and engage the next generation of engineers through early on engagement through hands-on activities. And so one of our first events this year was the San Diego Maker Fair. This was all the way over in the fall. It was a 2-day event where we went to Balboa Park and we tabled. We taught all the kids snap circuits. They're like tiny little snap-on circuit components you can put onto the board. The kids loved it, and it was super simple for them to just, start learning about electricity and electrical engineering. Then after that, we had the Sumo Bot competition, where we taught kids to build tiny little mechanical robots that would push each other out of the ring. We taught them how to build the robot and how to program it. And then after that, we had 2 VexIQ competitions. VexIQ is a robotics competition where mostly middle school and high school students come and present the robots that they've built. These robots are meant to do like a specified task. So like this year, we had these robots that would pick up the tiny little wings off the ground and put them on poles. And then we had our biggest event of the year, which was the Boy Scout STEM Merit Badge Fair. At this event, we helped the Boy Scouts earn their merit badges in electronics, radio, and programming. We taught them how to program in Scratch, Java, and Python, as well as how to build a blinking LED circuit and about circuit components. And we also taught them about radio and how that works. And then this year we brought back the Girls STEM Fair, which we hosted in conjunction with 2 other orgs, HKN and ECE Undergraduate Student Council. At this event, we invited girls from all over La Jolla County, especially from the underserved communities, to come and learn about what a STEM career can offer them. We taught them how to program in Python and Java, and we also taught them how to do website development, which was really fun. And we also taught them about, electrical circuits and components. And just to reiterate, we had 900 students this year, and it was very inspiring to see them, learning about all these complicated and intricate concepts at such a early age. And I think they too were very inspired and enjoyed the event a lot. Funny story, one of the Boy Scouts that helped out at this year's Boy Scouts STEM Merit Badge Fair actually participated a few years ago. at the Boy Scout fair. And so it's very inspiring to see them come back and, give back to the community that way.
Yeah, so we're very grateful for this endowed fund that is being set up to support our future outreach efforts. I know that if I hadn't been introduced to STEM early on in my high school or middle school career, I wouldn't have even known what programming was, and I might have not found my passion as an engineer early on. So very personally, I really believe in these initiatives, and I know that Professor Tu does too, and I hope to continue these events that we do annually, as well as reaching out to more middle schoolers, high schoolers, and just further expanding these outreach efforts with the large community of IEEE students and IEEE officers that we have. I think we all are very passionate about sharing the knowledge and experiences that we have with them, and definitely look forward to continuing in that in years to come. So thank you all very much.
Yeah, I think besides the outreach effort for IEEE, the organization also is very involved with EC Days, which is showcasing our curriculums to incoming students as well as current students and also potential students as well. And HKN is the organization within IEEE as honor society, and they have done a lot of also outreach effort into high school and within UCSD as well. So Sam.
Hello everyone, my name is Sunarjo. I'm the president of Eta Kappa Nu, also known as HKN. HKN is the official honor society for IEEE, and there are 250 chapters and more than 200,000 members all over the world. And the Kappa Psi chapter at UCSD was founded in 2005. We recognize success in ECE, CSE, MAE, and Nano department. And we have inducted more than 400 members since our founding in 2005. And every year we host about more than 80 events for our students at UCSD. And our mission is to promote academic excellence and professionalism of character. And we help build a community for our members and students to make long-lasting connections. And our core values are scholarship, character, and attitude. And we develop others through tutoring, workshops, and mentorship. And as a member, we also develop ourselves through networking, learning technical skills, and professional development. So HKN events typically fall into three main categories: technical, professional, and social. And in terms of technical workshops, in the past we have hosted FPGA workshop, building your own guitar pedal, power supply, and also workshop on machine learning and Python. And our technical workshop curriculum evolves over time depending on the student's need and what is considered as useful in the industry. And in terms of professional and academic, we host workshop on the ECE BSMS program, and we also host workshop for incoming and freshmen and transfer students on how to survive ECE. And we also host tech talks and tours with companies. And in terms of social, we have our quarterly alumni brunch and also quarterly coffee hour with professors. And almost all our events are open to all students. So now we're going to highlight a few of the big events that HKN is involved in. So Hard Hack, which takes place every winter quarter, collaborating with Qualcomm and IEEE. And it's a 24-hour hardware hackathon with different themes every year. And we also welcome non-UCSD students to participate as well. And the Hard Hack this year, we had 150 participants and 16 teams. And next, we have the Honors Recruiting event, which takes place every winter quarter, collaborating with the Career Service Center. And it's a career fair for Honor Society members, such as HKN and Tau Beta Pi. And we also invite honor students across different engineering departments based on their GPA. And the Honors Recruiting event this year had 300 students and 20 companies. And also ECE Day, collaborating with IEEE and the ECE Undergraduate Student Council, which takes place typically in the spring quarter. And ECE Day is a whole day event to celebrate ECE, and we plan activities throughout the day to help students to learn more about the ECE major and the career that it leads to. And our goal for ECE Day is to increase interest of students in pursuing ECE. And the ECE Day this year, we had 241 attendees, including students at UCSD, but also prospective students at UCSD as well. So outreach effort. So this year, HKN launched our very first outreach program in ECE with the support from the ECE department. And our goal is to encourage high school students to pursue electrical engineering. And we hosted our program at the UCSD Preschool in the fall, and also at Patrick Henry High School in the winter. And HKN was also involved in the Prius Science Festival, which took place in the winter. And we also hosted the Girls STEM Fair with IEEE and ECE Undergraduate Student Council. And next year, we're planning to expand our outreach curriculum to ME as well. And to summarize, on average per quarter, HKN hosts about 30 to 40 events with about 1,500 attendees. And then we host at least 10 technical workshops every quarter, and also 10 academic/outreach events. So before I end this presentation, I want to let you all know that HKN will be tabling during the reception, and highlighting our outreach program and technical workshops. So please come by, and we look forward to talking to you. And thank you for having me to speak here today. Thank you.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that during the receptions, the student organization also table and showcased in terms of their project that they used in the outreach efforts. So please stop by and chat with the student. And also HKN also helped the department to run the tutoring center, which is an important place where a student, freshman, sophomore, junior, and so on, come in and get help from different courses. And we know that EC is very, very hard, right? It's the hardest, very, very hard. So EC student standards really, really did a good jobs in terms of helping students, and we appreciate that. I'd like to introduce PiBs, which is the organization that design and help the department to spin up many, many hands-on courses. The last few years, we actually organized and spin up about 6 different hands-on courses, from freshmen all the way to seniors, teaching students how to build in terms of first simple project, and then all the way to system level project, right? So PiB is really helping the department, working with the faculty to design project and focus on how to train our student to be more relevant to the workforce. So, Phuong?
Hi everyone, my name is Phuong, as Professor Nguyen introduced PiB. I'm currently a second-year graduate student in the Mechanical Engineering Department. I'm also the Project in a Box Inspire Director. Today I'll be talking to you about the outreach efforts that we've made this past year as an org. And because we are the youngest org here to present, as well as the smallest org, I'm going to tell you first about our story and how we came about. So our team started in 2016, so we're only 2 years old. We are a result of the hands-on revolution that Professor Nguyen has started in really trying to bring back E in ECE. And that meant incorporating a lot of hands-on to make sure that the engineers that graduate from our department have the hands-on practical skills they need to get jobs, internships, and are employable in general. And so he made a huge effort in empowering and mobilizing his engineering students, and that meant supporting them through the hands-on classes that we had introduced, as well as supporting the student orgs that are here today to present. But even with all of that, we were still left with the question of how can we make projects more accessible to students? How can we make sure that any student from any one of our JSOE departments start hands-on and working on projects at their own pace and time? It should be as easy as checking out a library book. And so in answering this question, we came up with the solution of making self-contained, concept-specific project kits that would enable students with any background to build and learn the skills they feel they need to empower them for the future. And so in our first year alone, we had developed a number of projects, all college-level projects, geared towards mechanical, circuits, IoT, you name it, we had it. And so in the past couple of years in growing, we expanded our projects to include AI. We also expanded to include machine learning as well as web development. And so we kind of grew to become more than just a group of students making these project kits. We became a community of students and faculty that had a shared vision of making hands-on education more accessible. In growing, we actually then realized that how can we have the same mentality and use it to access different pipelines? So we are comprised of 4 divisions, each one focusing on a specific pipeline. We have research and development, always making sure that our students are building projects that are, again, employable to industry. We have another division working on the industry pipeline and making sure that we have a good connection with the relevant skills that industry is looking for that are actually employable. And we have another pipeline where we're able to reach out to our younger engineers, our next generation engineers of students coming into college. And that's actually the division I'll be talking about today, which is the Inspire division. We work to make sure that we can develop workshops and curriculum that help cater towards K through 12 demographic to make sure that the students coming into college are well prepared and equipped. And so one of our big 3 missions this past year was to work with Everest Charter High School. They're a high school located in Palo Alto, and actually the teacher reached out to us. She was really interested in really bringing hands-on to her classrooms, but their school had no access to any robotics or any tools in order to get started. And so we worked over the summer with this school to make sure that we were able to install our curriculum into their high school. And I'll talk about that a little more later. And then the next thing was Science Olympiad. It's a national science competition where students build science experiments. And so the unfortunate fact is not all schools are able to participate because they don't have the resources necessary to get involved. And so we stepped in and really worked with King Chavez High School to make sure that they had the resources and support necessary, and we provided them with tutors as well as access to our makerspace to build their projects in order to compete. And lastly, we worked with ThoughtStem. They're a startup company that teaches kids how to program, but they actually don't have a hands-on component. And so what we did there was we worked with them to tap into their network of parents and kids, and we were able to host Saturday workshops that allowed kids to build projects. And so when working with Everest, we kind of got started in what did they need. And they wanted to really build physics projects. And so one of our preliminary projects that we had built for them focused on actuation, data acquisition, even app development. And funny story about that Bluetooth RC car, it's actually one of the projects that was offered in Cosmos. One of our PiB tutors were actually also Cosmos mentors. And so when we saw this project, we thought it was totally cool. And so we documented it and made sure it was a part of our curriculum for that school. And so within the first year, these group of students actually from scratch, not knowing how to program, not knowing anything at all about project building, they were able to go through our entire curriculum and build all 5 projects this past year. And as you can see, Palo Alto is a long ways from here. We're actually nowhere near them to be able to directly help. And as you can imagine, having that documentation and having the kits and their teacher support helped them really excel and build their own community of hands-on. And so it was a very successful year for them, and they're currently taking their AP tests. Um, so the next collaboration we did again was ThoughtStem. And for this one, since it was a Saturday workshop, we needed it to be within a 3-hour time frame. So we developed other projects that really aimed at getting kids interested and hands-on and building really cool projects. So these are some of the projects we had, the next set of projects that we had built for this collaboration. And so we went on to host those Saturday workshops. The kids had a ton of fun building. At the end of each workshop, they had a working system that was tangible and allowed them to really get their hands dirty and jump into further project building. So looking forward into the future, what are we looking to do? This summer, we're going to be hosting the alumni program. We're taking the same Saturday workshop platform, and we're actually going to bring back our alumni. We're going to bring back them and their kids and allow them to really connect with our community of students that are currently working in these hands-on maker spaces. And so the alumni program is designed so that the alumni can program with their kids and they can learn about what we've been doing and bring them up to date about our efforts. We're also hosting the Pathways program, which is a collaboration with the San Diego Unified District to also teach kids how to program and build. Future work for our Inspire team include AP drop-in workshops. So if you ask any AP student what they do after the AP exam, they'll tell you they don't do anything because there's no test. So we want to really make use of that time after the AP exam and before graduation by getting them started. And it's very valuable time that's usually wasted watching movies or making pancakes, one of our students told us. And so we want to launch our drop-in workshops to get these students engaged and get started with hands-on. We also want to collaborate with the UCSD Extension to bring ECE5 into high schools so that these high school students that are excelling can also do these hands-on projects and get college credit for it. And of course, lastly, our mission was always to create transformative education. So we want to continue to develop physics and math and science-based projects to really help elevate the existing curriculum that we have. We already have physics class. We already have chemistry and math classes. Can we make those classes better? How can we better support them? And so for us, lasting impacts means transformative education. It means making education economical and accessible so that any student can have the opportunity. And we want to do these by using these pipelines such as our workshops, programs, and curriculum. And at the end of the day, as many of the student orgs had already mentioned, we want to inspire the next generation of engineers and prepare them for the future. Thank you.